the Iranian people in their resistance. Former New Mexico governor who also served as member of the U.S. House of Representatives and held two posts in the Clinton administration. First as an ambassador to the United Nations and then as Secretary of Energy. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Governor Bill Richardson.
Thank you. I have a question for you. Are you for democracy in Iran? Are you for the MEK and the NCRI? What is the democratic alternative in Iran? Say it louder. I want to tell you how proud I am. I've been with you for 10 years, but I'm still very young. And I want to tell you the strength of the movement is in American, and I know there are a lot of Iranian Americans, it's bipartisan. It's Democrats and Republicans. And you've heard today from Republican and Democratic leaders. But as a Democrat, I want to take pride in mentioning to you that there was one Democrat that contributed enormously to the 3,000 going to Tirana, where they're protected today. And that was in a Democratic administration, but led by Senator Robert Torricelli. Give him a big hand. We call him the Torch, T-O-R-C-H. And you can tell by what he's done why he is the Torch. You heard of Mrs. Rajavi's statement. I'm going to talk positive. You know, we've had the general, we've had so many talk about the issues relating to the regime. We need a new regime. And that regime is you, the MEK, NCRI, the alternative. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. First, it's a strong organization with a lot of competence, a lot of commitment, with a lot of leadership abilities. Number two, the top leader, bipartisan. And Mrs. Rajavi is a great leader, and I'll go through the 10 points that she talked about. Number three, the platform. In other words, as young people, as those of you here, what do you stand for? You stand for a free Iran, but you stand for democracy, you stand for human rights. You have a platform, you have a plan. Beware of politicians that don't have a plan, that just talk without what they stand for. What else? Take risks. This community, the MEK, tests risks. Being targeted in Europe, in America. Taking risks on behalf of people, of freedom, of democracy. Taking on the regime. Talking about the issues in Iran. We know the regime. Economic problems, corruption, huge inflation, violations of human rights, executions, no democracy, attacking America. But what you represent, those of you that have come from around the country and around the world, is the future. And you have international support. I've been to events in Paris, all around the world, that show the international support of legislators, of countries, of movements. You're on the right side of history, right? So I'm going to conclude with a 10-point plan because I want you to listen to it. because it sounds very much, most of it, like America. It sounds like democracy. And I want you to absorb what this 10-point plan means. Because if there's a free Iran and a free election, this is what will happen. First, universal suffrage, the future decided by the ballot, not by dictatorships. That's number one. Number two, democracy, human rights, standing for freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, standing for human rights of people. Number three, abolition of the death penalty, no executions, a judicial system that works. Number four, separation of church and state, making sure that religious minorities, all kinds of human rights minorities are protected, no matter who you are, no matter where you came from. Number five, gender equality, with women being in leadership positions, more leadership positions than exist today. All right, let's not get carried away. No, I'm kidding. I think this is the strength of this movement. The women that for years have done the political work, the suffering, dealing with their families. And this is a community that supports gender equality and human rights, and especially women in leadership positions. Respect for the rule of law and justice. Respect for a constitution, the rights of human beings, protecting gender equality, no matter who you are. Also, international statutes, a respect for the Universal Declarations of Human Rights and the United Nations Charter. How about that? That is strength. That is human rights. That is the State Department. That is America's foreign policy. That is a foreign policy that every nation that signs a Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Recognizing private property, market economies, entrepreneurship, women businesses, businesses that flourish, agriculture, those elected economic cycles that have taken place in Iran. And then, finally, a non-nuclear Iran, free of nuclear weapons. So, I've been with you for a long time, and I'll always be with you. But I want to tell you again, as I see the crowds, I see the younger people, I see the future. I see in America, I see states, and by the way, the best-looking Iranian American here is a family from the state, my state of New Mexico, and they're back here. I'm embarrassing him. No, I know. The California, you guys always take over everything. You're from such a big state. But I'm going to close with my thanks to my friends, Ali Reza, Jafar Sadeh, who I've known for a long time, Madam Rajavi, Ali Safavi. I know my pronunciation is not that good, but you had extraordinary speakers and leaders here that shows the strength of your movement. Now, I'm going to get to the best part of my speech, the end. Thank you. Are you for a free Iran? What is the alternative? M-E-K. 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 I can't hear you. Thank you.